we are first time chicken owners. I did not grow up around chickens, didn't know anything about raising them, how to keep them safe. Had to do a lot of research. This is early September. We got them back in April, and just going to walk you through. So if you're new to owning chickens, just want to maybe help give you some shortcuts and provide you some insight that we picked up along the way. And if you have any ideas and feedback for me, I'd also appreciate it. Let's take a look. So the first thing that I'll show you is the last addition that we made, which is this movable fence. And we did this because we have 3 Hungarian pointers, Vizslas, and of course they like their birds. We had to keep them away. The fencing is from Tractor Supply. It's 48 inches tall, and it has 2x4 squares, 2 inches wide by 4 inches high squares. And it's $59 for a 100-foot roll. We've priced it other places. This seems to be the most sturdy and stable. And what we use for a gate, you can see right here. And again, I'll put the link to the actual manufacturer of these out of Texas. They did a great job of building them and shipping them to us. But where it rolls up on the end here actually kind of creates the gate. So we've got this little contraption here that just, it's kind of freestanding, but it just kind of keeps them tight in there. And then I just use a little grip here that I picked up at Runnings or Tractor Supply for like $1.99. It keeps everything secure, but it makes for a nice gate. So in addition to our own dogs, we needed to keep some other critters around here, some hawks, some raccoons and different things like that. So a couple things. The first thing that I did was I put a battery operated motion light detector on here. I picked that up from Runnings for, it wasn't all that much. So when I was putting the dog kennel together, one of the things that I found that there was a pretty significant gap between the door and the rest of the shelter or the unit that was on there. So it's about a 3 to 4 inch gap, which isn't the end of the world. But again, we're out in the country. There's a lot of critters. There's snakes, there's raccoons, there's other things that would love to be able to get in and get at these chickens and get at these eggs. So what we did was I got welded wire fencing from Tractor Supply. I cut it down and with the grinder, and then I zip tied the 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch hardware cloth. So one of the other things that I did was I actually bought the cover for this kennel before I had the idea of building the frame on the inside for the fixed roof. And it's just a breathable black tarp almost thing. And I just used zip ties and I secured that to this side because the sun would beat in on a hot summer day. And this just provides them some shade, but it still breathes. You'll also see our 2 white-crested Polish hens. And what we did was we picked them up about 2 months after getting the other 10 hens. You can't introduce them until they are the same size. We're putting up this fence roll, same thing, 2x4, 48 inch high from Tractor Supply for $59. We just keep the roll on the end. It's windproof, it's very stable. We keep it clamped there with a $2 clamp. You can get them at any Home Supply, Tractor Supply, Runnings, Home Depot, Menards, anything like that. And we just clamp them to the end of the dog run. So it's very simple. In the mornings when we go to bring them out here, it's, we just open it up and put them in and close this back up, and at night we actually bring them back into our garage to keep them out of the elements until that they're old enough to go with the other hens into the coop. I'll walk you through the inside of the run just to show you what we did to make this a fixed structure. Number one is wanted to make sure on a windy day that it wasn't going to roll off and go anywhere, and again just provide some safety. So there's the metal galvanized roofing, and again this is just cedar construction that's on the inside. Built a base around the bottom with 2x4 construction, put some corner posts in, and then these here in the center for some support. The roof isn't heavy, it's not heavy at all, but we wanted to make sure again that it was stable. We could move this if we wanted to or need to, but it's going to be a fixed structure here. And then just what I did was I just took a grinder in and cut out around the dog kennel here. This was another really easy thing to do. They love to get off the ground, they feel safe, and they like to roost. And this was just an old pine dowel that I had from a closet that we put some shelves in. And I'll show you the outside in a second. I just took a washer and a galvanized screw and just shot that through the end, made sure that the washer was bigger in size than the hardware cloth was. The chickens are not very heavy. That's in there, very secure, very safe, very sound. I did on the other side as well. So one other consideration is, what do you do with the chicken poo? We didn't want to have to go far with it. So what we did, and you know, they say this is a little black gold, so we actually have a compost pile, probably, I guess, 12 to 15 feet away. That plywood just keeps them out of it when they're free ranging, keeps other animals out of it as well. And we just have it nice and close by where we can just get that picked up and moved over there. Wanted to give you a shot of the back. So again, this dog run is 6 feet wide by 10 feet long. It's really close in size to the actual coop itself, but when I put those together, there's a nice little L-shaped cove back here, and they love their dust baths, their dirt baths. We actually put construction sand in there with some diatomaceous earth. So I'll take you in and just show you on the inside. The first thing is you know, the food. We wanted to get it up and, you know, off the ground. Hello there. And otherwise they scratch in it. So here's a little bit of a gap underneath there. They're standing on some blocks right now. That's actually where we put the food sometimes, but I actually just am hanging it. So this is actually something that's used to secure stage lights, and you can order them on Amazon. It's not rope, so it's not going to rot and break or anything when it's too heavy. It's actually an aluminum or something like that. It's very, very sturdy. And the other thing that I have is I bought a temperature or wireless thermometer from, I think, Walmart, and that's the sensor, and then the actual temperature gauges in the house. So on a hot summer day, we know what's going on. If it's too hot, what to do there, and then during the winter, we'll know when to flip the heater on when we get that in. There's the window for ventilation. I put a little touch light in here so that when I'm working on things or need to come out at night to check on things, that I actually can get just a little bit of light, and sometimes it settles them down if they've been scared by something. Well, there's our setup. I'm just hopeful that this would give you some ideas if you're new to chickens on your setup, or if you're experienced, maybe there's a nugget of information in here for you as well. I know we'll get some feedback from those of you who have more experience than us, and we look forward to that.